Hello, this is Rakesh Kameli. My other team members are Piri Reed and Brianna Clayton. Today we are going to talk about iWatch. These are the list of contents that we are going to discuss in this presentation. iWatch, everyone's heartthrob. It's a customizable wristwatch designed to work in association with iPhone. The smartwatch allows you to send and receive messages, answer calls right from your wrist, avoiding all too common need to take out your device too frequently to check notifications. On the other side, making things accessible and people lazy. Talking more about introduction, iWatch benefits. They can perform a variety of tasks and applications as we discussed in the previous slide. Disadvantages as well. It is not standalone device. iWatch is designed to be inject to the iPhone and is meant to say paid and connected to experience its features. iWatch is luxury. Description and details. Digging deep into iWatch features. Apple Maps that allows you to reach your destination safely with turn-by-turn directions. Done with roads, moving to air. App in the air, application that helps to track flights, to get in-flight along with gate and security check wait times, helping us to figure out when to reach the airport. The application so far discussed are one's own comfort. Apple took time and even created an application for family. That's impressive, right? Assistance to older person or children. Continuing description and details. Phone calls. There are several ways to make phone calls on Apple Watch. The person you want to call is on your favorite list. Access your favorite contacts by pressing the side button underneath the digital crown and select the person you want to speak to. Once you have selected the person to call, just tap the phone icon in the bottom left hand corner of the display to initiate the call directly from your Apple Watch. Talking about apps, Apple Pay. iPhone owners can already make payments in hundreds of thousands of stores that accept contactless payments. The Apple Watch brings this handy function to those on iPhone 5 and later too. On the NFC enabled wearable, all you must do is double click the button next to the dial on the edge and hold the watch face close to the payment terminal or reader. You'll hear a beep and feel a gentle pulse, confirming that your payment was made. The interesting fact about the app is it motivates you to get active. An activity app on the smartwatch collects data on all your movement in day, whether it's been standing, moving or running, and prompts you to get when you have been sitting still too long. The app does this by setting and tracking 3 daily targets: to sit less, to move around, and to log 30 minutes of brisk activity every day. Now there might be a question running in everyone's mind. We have Fitbits to track fitness, so what makes it new with iWatch? Here is the answer. As I said, it motivates you to be more active. And according to a study done at Stanford University, Apple iWatch was found to be the most accurate in measuring heart rate and calorie tracking. History. It's great to know about the device, but where did it all start from? iWatch was first thought of in 2002. Apple design chief and other design team members requested boxes of high-end sport watches from Nike. It was not until 2011 when Apple filed a patent for wristband which harnessed kinetic energy from everyday wrist movements to recharge its battery. It suggested the device could include a curved touchscreen made from a flexible glass composite, alongside numerous sensors for monitoring exercise patterns and heart rate. Other features include a simple virtual keyboard. And in February 2013, patent was granted. Around the same time, Apple filed a second patent for an iTime smartwatch. This watch was like the iPod Nano. The application was for an electronic wristband featuring a dock section for a media player such as 6th generation iPod Nano. In September 2014, Apple finally announced an Apple Watch. The watch would come in 3 versions: the Apple Watch Sport in grey or silver aluminum, the standard Apple Watch in polished or black stainless steel, and the luxury. Available in rose or yellow, 18 karat gold developed to be up to twice as hard as tan gold available in 38 and 42 Apple later launched luxury versions in February of 2015, made from 18 karat rose or yellow gold, which will be kept in safe within stores. The safes will come equipped with Apple patented MagSafe magnetic chargers to recharge demo models, as well as boxed stock. Given the expensive nature of the materials, the edition could retail for thousands of pounds. Now we know how iWatch evolved and what applications it has. Along with their uses, let us discuss its specifications. Available sizes 38 and 42 Apple Watch requires iPhone 5, 5C, 5S, iPhone 6 or 6 Plus. Running iOS 8.2 or later, features Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.0 to pair with iPhone, 4GB internal storage of music, 512 MB RAM, 200 to 250 mAh battery, 18 hours battery life and max of charging, wireless charging, integration with iPhone, iPad and Mac, biometric functionality, and NFC enable Apple Pay future, user skin contact for Apple Pay security, Retina touch display with Force Touch and Sapphire glass or Ionic X glass depending upon the model. That's all about the physical feature of iWatch. And from here on, my other team member takes over the presentation. Thank you everyone for your time.
All right, this chart shows the number of Apple retail stores across around the world. It looks like Apple has close to 500 stores spread across 19 countries, covering most of the global major global markets. That right there is enough to make Apple the top 40 retailer in the store, and in the world. I'm sorry, and one of the 15 fastest growing retailers beyond that. Out of those 500 stores, it looks like the United States holds more than 50, and the other countries, such as Canada, holds between 21 and 50 retail stores. Apple is currently in discussion to open Apple stores in India, and if that comes to pass, it only expand what is already already a massive enterprise for a company whose primary business is hardware. Okay, so here is our ERD diagram for the iWatch. As you can see, we have many different entities and attributes, primary keys and foreign keys. For example, we have an entity called the iWatch salesperson. And within that iWatch salesperson, we have a primary key called the salesperson ID. And for the salesperson ID, we have a foreign key called territory ID. The territory ID is helps us identify the relationship between the entities salesperson and territory. And as you can see, it can be the relationship between those two entities are either one to many, as you can see. And as you look at the ERD, like I said, we have multiple relationships between the entities here. As you can see, this is our entity relationship cardinalities. This is just a breakdown basically of the ERD. This is basically a blueprint for the data and the relationship among data across the business units and functions. Like I said, we have different business units and functions throughout this chart. And this chart runs for the next 5 pages, and it just goes into detail of what's going on with the business and functions. Okay, here is our data dictionary, and this is basically where we define each data entity, element, and relationship that has been managed. For the next 4 slides, this will be our next 4 slides where it's describing each entity that was in the ERD diagram, also that was in the blueprint. the cardinalities, the entity relationship and cardinalities. I'll give you a quick example. Let's go with customer. The entity is the customer. The description is that it provides the detail of the two customers. Of the customers who do business with the company. The attributes will be customer ID, which is probably the primary key. First name, last name, phone, address, and postal code. The attribute description will be for first name will be customer's first name, last name will be customer's last name, the phone will be a 10-digit contact number, address will be location details, and the postal code will be city code. And the data type will be integers for the customer ID. The first and last name will be characters. The phone will be an integer, and address will be characters, and the postal code will be also integers. Right here is more of the data dictionary again. Like for example, an entity will be order, and the description is the entity provides the customer order details. The order ID will be the attributes, customer's ID, invoice ID, placement date, fulfillment date, and so on. And it gives you the description and the type, which is integers or is it characters. Here's our last slide for our data dictionary. As you can see, we have again the entity, the attributes, attribute descriptions, and the type of entity, data type. That is all located here. I think this is a good detail, and it just gives you a rundown of what's going on and the relationship that is going on with the company's business units and functions that are here. So in conclusion, we were able to give you guys an introduction of the technology, the introduction of the product and services, description and details, history of the technology, data resource management, that all went with this project. And I feel like we just gave you guys a great background of how the iWatch started and what went on, as it was being patented or what was going on. I gave you different apps and description and details of the products and anything that the product had to offer. Apple is a great product. I'm not an Apple fan of myself, but I feel like it's a great product. It's very well known, and it is known for just being out of the box, being different. So I hope you guys enjoyed the project and enjoyed the ERD diagrams, the data dictionary, and the entity relationships. I hope it all made sense to you and everything came together well. Thank you.